So my name is Gary Fowler, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing business for entrepreneurial activities for over 30 years. My largest exit, I was part of the original management team at Click Software, $1.35 billion. I started one of the top 10 AI HR companies, Yva, 4 years ago. I've been a venture capitalist. I have several funds I've been involved with and started. I just love technology. I love artificial intelligence, love changing the world, and having the right stuff at the right time is key, and being able to place yourself and to keep the visibility is the difference between being successful or failing. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been an MBA, MIT Skolkovo MBA professor. I started the top accelerator, GVA, which is a top corporate accelerator. I started the first accelerator in Russia. I lived in Russia 14 years, by the way. So have a depth and breadth, worked in Israel. Anyhow, just love this stuff. Passionate about making a difference.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm William Du from Engineer's House. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur, but we have business in several countries. So we're active in Singapore, of course, and Australia. We have partners in Hong Kong as well. Okay, I used to be very active in UK. We did our last IPO in 2016, and after that, the Brexit things happened. So we sort of slowed down in the UK part and switched our IPO to Australia. Okay, I'm still sitting as a chairman on one of the company on London Stock Exchange. Okay, it's a SPAC to acquire financial services company. All right, on the investment front, we invested in several startups and growth company. I'm into education, ed tech, and during the lockdown period, we actually started 3 new businesses. Okay, and all these businesses start during the COVID period. And regarding today's topic, raising money through social media, one of the business that we created during the lockdown is actually an investor relation platform. And tomorrow, KL time noon, we're actually having a show called Raising Fund in the Next Normal. Okay, so we have done 45 virtual shows. We have done the 2 pitching sessions with the Malaysians and Singapore entrepreneurs.
Great, thanks so much, Kyle. Great to be back. I got a background in helping brands sell products on Amazon. We spun up an agency around it about 7 years ago, and then sold the business about 3. Still there day to day, working with some of the larger CPG organizations in the United States to help them replicate some of the tactics that they use in a physical retail space in the digital environment.
Hi, my name is Alexis Grabar. I'm speaking from London. I'm a French-American national. I've been starting my career with Airbus for 10 years. I was at the early stage of Airbus Ventures, the corporate fund of Airbus, and I was based in Moscow for 4 years, heading the aerospace Airbus activity there. For 18 years now, I'm in London doing venture capital, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I created 6 companies and I sold 3. And I've been involved in social media crowdfunding last year with my last startup called CXB Hub. And I'll be happy to share what's happening on the French market and the UK market with crowdfunding platforms like...
For the last, I guess, I've been raising funds going on 26 years. I started off when I was 17, and I got my license as a commodities broker when I was 19. And in that time frame, I've had my own brokerage firm, run my own hedge fund, and I've had 2 successful entrepreneurial exits. So now I'm actually teamed up with an accelerator in Los Angeles. I'm a member of Founder Friendly Labs, and we work directly with individual companies, helping them utilize the Jobs Act, especially now, to register exemptions in order to raise the capital they need to succeed. So I'm glad to be here.
Mark Hamadi, thank you for having me, Kyle. 20 years experience in operations, raising capital, and just love creating jobs and building companies. And, COVID has, it hasn't been tough. I think it's actually been a great thing It's allowed people to be closer to their families, and it's allowed everyone to truly understand who they are. So I'm enjoying COVID, and I do feel that while I am sad for some of the companies that have been lost, I think it's tightening up the market, which isn't too bad sometimes.
Yes, definitely. In London and in Paris, in Europe in generally, I use the network of Entrepreneur First, which was built up by the founder of LinkedIn to get talents. I really believe in the co-founders model with two founders which are totally different, a man and a woman, a tech guy and a marketing guy, a deep tech guy and a salesman, whatever. So I really believe in finding the talents through channels. And a good channel right now is social media, because lots of the founders write on social media what they think. If what they say on social media is clever, you have a direct access to them very quickly, which you didn't have before.
Absolutely. And I want to add also three things when you're talking about areas. If you look at William Du, I think he's exceptional in Kuala Lumpur in Asia, and he's exceptional, period. But whenever you want to be in any area outside of your expertise, you want somebody like that who's really special, who can help you, because it can expedite so much. And culture is so important. But two things I recently told the billionaire, cash is king and the queen is burn rate. People stopped talking about burn rate. Burn rate is critical. And if you can control your burn rate, you can make it through any epidemic or any...
Yes, the answer is yes. I've participated in a few pitching sessions myself. I attended a pitching session organized by the Unicorn. I think it's called Unicorn Battle. All right. So I'm a judge in 4 cities, sitting in my room now. Okay, for example here, and I managed to know probably 50 different entrepreneurs from that platform alone. Okay, and on Facebook we did our own pitching session, where usually deal flow comes from introduction. Okay, and sometimes because of introduction, there's always sidetrack. Or for example, the advisor will teach them or guide them how to pitch to investors.
Yeah, so what I decided to do was kind of go at it like threefold to build the pipeline. And so, we're also going to be putting together a podcast, the Accredited Investor Journal, to bring people in. But and then we're also putting out a digital magazine on Apple and a few other ones called Accredited Investor Journal to match that, to also bring in more deal flow. And what we're doing is we've been interviewing those founders that were interested on WeFunder, Start Engine, and some of these other crowdfunding platforms. The reality is everybody who has an idea right now needs to implement it. The things that may have held you back because there's too much competition or it was too difficult, there are too many people, you have to come to realize that it's always going to be too much competition, too difficult, and too many people. So right now, in the most difficult time, those people who can start now are going to be part of the most successful boom in the history of the world, period, because now we're being forced to be a global economy in a real way, and having a global relationship through true social interaction, social media. So if you start now, then literally the world's your oyster. And, William said it, you luck into opportunities. We're helping people raise capital and we're doing accelerator, and that was lucked into. There's no initial plan to do that. But now that I'm knee deep, I can't imagine why I would have done anything else. So, I'm glad to be on this panel. Thank you guys. Great group of people. I'd love to work with all you guys on the screen.
And closing thoughts is social media is like a Wild West. Okay, so as investor or as an entrepreneur, you need to actually verify. Okay, although we can meet through the social platform, but I still think for closing, for signing off agreements, I still want to meet them in front of me. Okay, and have a drink or have a chat. Okay, before we actually make the final decision. Right.
Time is very good now to be thinking this way, thinking about starting a business, getting into a business. And I think that, like we were going back to crowdfunding, if it's going to work, it's going to work. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. But you'll probably find out a lot quicker right now. So you'll be able to get your time back one way or the other.
And please, watch out big technology and deep technology things happening right now.
Tough times don't last here, tough people do. So if anybody can come through this now, it shows them that they are entrepreneurs and they really believe in what they do. And that's the part where if you want to know if a business is real or individual, you put them in a tough situation and you know what a character that is. And I think it's exactly what everybody said. There's going to be huge opportunities now. The Googles, the Facebook of the future are here now. So it's time to focus on the opportunity and move forward. Not tomorrow, but today, because that's the whole thing is.